What's up, people? It's your boy MM2K of Hard Knock Digital Culture, Cloud Dosage. MM2K Gaming back again with a special video. Before we get into this one, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and rock those bells for notifications, please, so you know when we're dropping these doses. Okay, so I've been playing Dragon Age The Veilguard because there's been a lot of noise about the game, a lot of things being said about it. And there were some things that I saw on the periphery that I was like, don't know about this. How is this going to affect the game? Do we have some type of things happening here that are not so inducive to, somebody, inducive to a stellar game, right? So I had my concerns. But like I always do, like I did with Starfield and any other game, even though I don't armchair quarterback, I will sit there and go out in the field and try things for myself. I don't need other people to bite into my sandwich and tell me how it tastes, right? So I started playing a game. And my goal is to get to at least 5 hours. And if after 5 hours, if I don't like the experience, then I'm just going to talk about my point of view from within 5 hours. Because here's what I don't want to do. I don't want to run into the situation like I did with Starfield, where it was like kind of Aaron Parrott within, again, 5 hours, that the game just wasn't for me. And a lot of the criticisms that were associated to the game were objectively held to the average gamer. I feel like 5 hours, even in an RPG, is long enough to get your bearings, get a good understanding of what the game is, what the game isn't, just from a basic level, and to help determine if you will like the game or not. So my initial thoughts of the game on the first 3 hours were I did not enjoy my experience. I love the visuals. I think the visuals are top notch. I think the visual approach was fantastic. I don't know if you can notice it in my gameplay here though, but like, look how the AI just stands around and waits for you to attack too often. They're not that bright, and when you parry the AI, it just renders it useless, for too long of it. You know what I mean? Like, there's a parry system in here, but it's too much. I even increased the difficulty to try to get more out of the gameplay, but I don't feel that the gameplay is climactic enough, right? Like in my 4 hours of gameplay, which you're going to actually hear me talk about the 4th hour, I've only died once. If I raise the level, you know what I'm saying, and I only die once, to me, that says a lot about how climactic, how the sense of urgency or the lack thereof that there is with your game. You know what I'm saying? The intensity with it. Those are major pillars to me when it comes to gameplay, the challenge. So my first 3 hours, I felt like it lacked that challenge in the gameplay. The story writing was abysmal, and everything, and it was just fine. I found it hard for me to continue. That is until now. We're going to review this 4th hour until I got here to this 4th hour. And in this 4th hour, this is a boss fight that you see. In this boss fight, I actually felt a sense of urgency. The interaction felt climactic. As you can see, like, I'm like, oh, I actually got to use my potions here. Like, it took 4 hours for me to feel that way. I actually felt, because died before. Basically what I had done is I died just being careless. I was just spamming. I was spamming an attack, and the attack was, the attack was, it was like a ranged attack, and it's the only one that I liked in the game. So I just kept spamming it, and I was like, yeah. Sorry about that. The video was cutting up, but yeah, it really didn't feel like me spamming that range move would really do anything, and it did, and I was just being careless. But when I got to this particular boss fight that you're seeing right now, things did heat up. Now, granted, I haven't, at the time of this recording, I haven't done anything action-wise past this boss fight. I'm in a point of a reflection period in the story or whatever. And I will say this, that after the 4th hour, per that boss fight and per how things are playing out right now, there have been improvements. The boss fight, if the action was to continuously be like this in the game, then I would be like, oh crap, okay, this is decent gameplay. The way that the story is playing out is told in a less adolescent tone. It's still not great, but it's not horrible. It's bearable. You know what I mean? So it's gotten better considerably than the other 3 hours, which were unbearable. So if I had to rate this particular play session, I would have given this particular play session maybe an 8 out of 10. I would have given this play session an 8 out of 10. Closer to, yeah, I would say about an 8 out of 10. Close to it. Not over, but close to it, like between a 7.7 and an 8, right? Significantly better than my other experience, which I would have to say was ranging between a 6 and a 7, right? Overall, I mean, it's hard to significantly go up due to an hour. Right now, I would say that this is a solid 7. I can't boost it to like a 7.5 until I get to other parts of the game. And if I can see that this, because it did open up, the action did open up, because now I have this ability to where you can layer attacks with your companions, right? So now that I can do that, I'm like, oh, okay, this is cool. And then there's actually, again, a sense of, climactic feel, sense of urgency in the battles. The AI still isn't the brightest. Like, look, I've been hacking and slashing at his back, and just to dodge the moves. A lot of it is just spamming one button over and over again. But when I got to that boss fight, it was a little bit promising. The enemies were a little bit tougher. So again, we're gonna see how it pans out, when we play more of the game. But yeah, right now I would give it a solid 7. It's not in a 6 category now because of that hour. I would give it a solid 7. So how do I feel about the game after hour 4? I'm now interested to play more. I'm interested in getting to hour 5. After hour 3, I did not want to touch this anymore, but I had made the promise I was going to go to hour 5, and now I'm willing to go to hour 5. Here's my feelings on the game. Again, so far, after 4 hours, it doesn't deserve the attention that it got. I think there's a lot of things happening on the periphery, and you can fill in the lines that, this has become a culture war game between different sides. One side wants it completely obliterated. The other side wants it praised to high heaven. I don't think that the game deserves either. It's at best, at this moment after hour 4, it's a game that isn't the worst game in the world, but I think it wasn't worthy of being a direct sequel in the Dragon Age franchise. And even though I praise the aesthetics, I truly hope that the writing style that's in this is not adopted for Mass Effect. Now, we did have the writers and the people of Mass Effect come out and try to distance themselves from, some of the more adolescent tropes and adolescent approaches that are taken in this game. I hope so. Outside of the artistic visual style, I do not like anything that this game tries to do consistently 4 hours in. Combat has gotten better with that last boss fight. But you know, it has to be consistent in order for me to say, you know what, yeah, okay, now we're in an upward trend. With that said, those are my thoughts. Hour 4 going into this. Let me know what you think. Hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, rock those bells. And again, if you want to see gameplay, check out the card to the left. Or if you want to see more of what we got going on, you can check out the cards to the right. The gameplay, if you want to see the full gameplay, of course, regardless of watching this video or not, make sure you go to MM2K Game Streams, because that's where we're going to be hosting the gameplay from here on out. All right, with that said, appreciate everybody. Thank you so much. Until next time, have a wonderful gaming day. Peace.